Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to talk about the top lessons that I wish I would have learned sooner. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with the first lesson that I wish I would have learned sooner, and this is the value of $1. So I really wish that I would have learned this at a very young age, probably in middle school, high school, that time frame. When I was growing up, I didn't really have to deal with that. Luckily, I grew up in a household where my parents were able to pay for all of the little toys that I wanted or the vacations without having much financial issues. It was great in that I didn't have to worry about financial problems or money situations or anything like that, but at the same time, I just had no exposure to money in general, and I didn't understand what the value of $1 was. So in elementary school, middle school, and even most of high school, I didn't really know how much things were worth, and that if I were to save a certain amount of money, how much I'd get from that, or if something were to happen, I'd wreck my car or something. I never really understood how much money that would cost and how much work it would take to make that money and pay to fix it. Because I didn't have any exposure to the financial world, I never actually had any desire to make money or to find a job or to, take a part-time job as a high schooler, because I never needed to. So I just didn't. And I really wish that I had, because it really teaches you how much things cost. That all is very important, and that all is part of what makes the economy work. You need money to live. So I just really wish that was something that I learned sooner. That leads me to my next one, which is saving and investing. So because I didn't understand the value of $1, I never understood, what it was to save your money or why people would save their money in general. It was just kind of a vague concept that I just never had to actually do, so I never actually did it. So I ended up not having anything when I had graduated from high school, and even I think halfway through college, I just didn't have any money. And that is huge, because when you invest your money, there's that thing called the compound effect. So when you invest, your money ends up growing, and then the growth on that money ends up making more money, and so on and so forth throughout the years. So all I know is that if I would have invested probably in junior or sophomore year of high school, I would have had a lot more money than I do right now. And it's something that does kind of eat at me. So the sooner you learn how to invest, the better. And if you're in that situation, then I would definitely suggest reading up on some books about saving and investing. There are a lot out there. Anything is better than nothing. And if you can't find any books, or you don't have time to read any books, you can always look on YouTube and look at, short little videos or clips about what is saving or how to save, and then what is investing and how to invest. There are a lot of resources out there. So if you have that opportunity or that time to learn that and you don't know, then definitely do that. The next lesson that I wish I would have learned sooner is that friends aren't the end all be all. When I was in high school, I really valued friendship, and I really wanted, my friends to like me, of course, and then there was the peer pressure of doing things that your friends would do and wanting to just fit in and be part of the group. But then I realized that it's not that big of an issue. Having friends, it's yes, that is good. It does help with your social skills and being able to communicate with others and having that connection with someone else and being part of a group. But at the same time, there are a lot of other people on the planet that you could be friends with. So for example, if you have a toxic relationship with your friends, or they're rude to you, or they make snide comments or something like that, and they make you feel really down and bad about yourself, then you can easily just cut that friendship and find someone else to hang out with. Or if you want to do better or be better in a certain area, you would want to probably find friends who are good at drawing, or who are good at programming, or like doing that at the very least. That way you guys have something in common, and you can also learn from them as well as have a good friendship with them. So that's the thing, is that friends aren't the end all be all, especially in high school. A lot of people over dramatize in high school, and that if you're not friends with someone, then try not to take it to heart, and realize that you have a long life ahead of you, and that even in college it's going to be much better. You're going to find a lot more people that have the same interests you do, or that actually respect you and understand your opinions and will want to hang out with you. So just keep that in the back of your mind, and try not to freak out about it. The next lesson I learned is the 80-20 rule. So I had put in a lot of work in high school and then in college of just doing the problems on my own and trying to do a lot of work independently without actually asking for help or anything like that. And that took up a lot of time. I spent a lot of time trying to find the answers online or trying to do the problems by myself. After putting in like 5-6 hours worth of doing some homework, I finally got 100%, let's say. But at the same time, I realized later on that if I would have just asked for help or asked the professor or maybe other students in my class, I probably would have been able to solve that problem or that homework in an hour's time and still would have gotten the exact same grade. So that's one thing that I really wish I would have learned sooner, is that anything you can cut out of your life, anything that just seems like it's a waste of time, like driving from point A to point B when you really don't need to, or spending money on something that you don't need to spend money on, or having to do work by yourself, but you could always ask for someone to help you. That way it'll cut down on time. Then do that. You're only putting in 20% of the work and you're getting 80% of the output. So you end up saving a lot of time and money and frustration and all of that stuff. That leads me to my next one. When you go to college, if you go to college, you'll want to find a degree that has a good market. The STEM field is a great area to actually major in. So anything that's related to science, technology, engineering, or mathematics, those are all great options and fields that you could or should get a degree in when you go to college. Since it's the type of degree that you get, then that means that the actual university you go to doesn't really matter. Personally, for me, I went to the state college where I grew up in, and I was fine, and it was good. And luckily, I was able to do that because I was familiar with that area, and that's why I had chosen that path. But I do know that a lot of employers do not really care about where you went to college. They care more about what degree you got. So even if you went to a small college or if you went to a community college the first couple of years, it's not that big of a deal. What they care about is what you learned and what you know how to do and what you're experienced in. So that leads me to my next one, which is getting an internship. So one lesson is that I wish I would have gotten an internship sooner, mainly because it really exposes you to that area of working that you want to be a part of. So for example, I wanted to be an engineer. So I got an internship, I think junior year of college. And when I had done that, I really realized what it takes to be an engineer or what work is involved for engineers. And it opened my eyes to that. And it really showed me that, okay, if I really want a job in engineering, this is what I'm going to be doing day in, day out, 40 hours a week, full time. And I didn't like it, but I was already down this path, so I just went with it. That's one thing that I think you should definitely consider, is getting an internship as soon as you can. And I do know that even as a high schooler, you can get internships. So anything that kind of piques your interest and you don't have any way of joining a course about it or a class about it or any extracurricular activities, then see if there's any internships that you could apply for and be a part of, or shadow someone who works in that area that you would like to work in. It really helps with determining what you want to do full time and with your life. So the next lesson that I wish I've learned sooner is that money equals time, or that money is time, not that time is money like a lot of other people say. What I mean by that is that when you have enough money and you have enough savings and investments, then you could use that money that you have and buy yourself time back. So for example, if you have enough money saved up, let's say you have $500,000 in your account. Let's say it's just there, it's not invested, and you spend about $50,000 a year. Well, then you have about 10 years to have the freedom to do what you like to do and when you want to do it. You just bought yourself 10 years because you have $500,000 in your account. You were able to do what you want to do when you want to do it. So that is a lesson that I wish I would have learned sooner, because if I would have learned that sooner, then I would have definitely probably learned about the value of $1 and then so on and so forth. I would have learned about saving and investing, and then, it's just a domino effect. If you have the opportunity to save your money or to invest it or realize that money is time, the better, because then you'll be able to save your money and invest it, and you'll be able to buy yourself your time back, and you'll be very thankful for your past self for doing that. So those are all the lessons that I wish I would have learned sooner. And if you're probably in high school or maybe my age or whatever it may be, and you don't really know what you want to do in life, or you don't really know what you're interested in, I definitely suggest probably going out and venturing into different areas and fields. And if you do want to save more money, then try to learn about saving and investing and how you you can use that to your advantage so that you can have the freedom to do what you want to do and to explore your options and interests. If you guys found this helpful or useful, or if there's any other lessons that I didn't touch on and that you guys have had, please let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys like this video and you would like to see more, then please like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye.